Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Jarama for the final episode of the 2025 Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. The final day, which meaning we got a last race ahead of us, and the overall champion has already been crowned, Norbert Kirsch. He's celebrating his record-breaking 7th title this season, but the battles aren't over yet. La batalla final empieza ahora. Today the spotlight is on two huge stories. First of all, 14th pole of Norbert Kirsch and the chrome title is decided. But then on rank number 3, is it going to be Steffi Harm or is it going to be Sasha Lance? Wow, it's absolutely groundbreaking. And also on the chrome category, we do not know who's going to be the European champion there. Is it going to be Bradley Smith, Mark Taylor, Clemens Heckers maybe out of the race, but still has got some technically chances, and John Newell? This is going to be an epic battle right now. But Norbert Kirsch, he's absolutely groundbreaking, and he set another benchmark of the season with his 1 minute 56.5.1 seconds, improving his lap time from yesterday by 6/10. So my colleague Linda van der Maas had the opportunity to have a chat with him. Everyone who watched the Le Mans races already knows that we have a 7-time European champion talking about Norbert Kirsch. And Norbert, it's been a couple of weeks now to settle and maybe digest what's been going on. Because of course you win, everyone storms over to you, and it takes a while, doesn't it? How are you feeling now, and what have been your thoughts after Le Mans when you realized that you really managed to become a 7-time European champion?
Yes, thank you. Really happy, overall. And yeah, after Le Mans, I got a bit of time to think. And it's been a long time since my racing career started. And, coming from the simulator and to have a career like mine, to develop it, year by year in the beginning and then end up in track racing in 2011, it was, really a quite unique experience. And in the end we are here. We learned a lot in the past 14 years here in track racing. I think we understand quite well what we need to do in order to be successful. So I'm really happy that with the support of the Reves Racing team and with the support of Mr. Reves, the owner of our team, we can make it happen. And since the foundation of the team, we were really successful.
What would you tell maybe your younger self if you could go back, or would you still do everything the same you did it?
Yeah, I think so. I think track racing is very difficult, when you start and when you take your first look at it, and you maybe come here and try it, because it's just so much different. With the constructor thing than any other racing series, because you go there, you can buy some race car, and then you just have to maintain it, make a good alignment for the wheels or whatever, and then you are basically ready to race, and you cannot make huge mistakes. But here in track racing you can make huge mistakes. So yeah, in the first couple of years for sure we've made a couple of big mistakes and took some wrong directions, so it made it very difficult. And this is why I was thinking in the beginning, in my first 2 or 3 years of track racing, that man, we're never gonna win this championship, because it seemed so difficult. So for sure it takes a couple of years of experience and learning.
Maybe you can say a couple of words right in the camera towards your fans, and maybe also to young drivers who are considering to start truck racing one day.
Yeah, for sure, for the fans, well, thank you for cheering for us. I think it was a very nice season, because every location that we go, every country, we have a lot of fans, and we always received a lot of positive, encouragement. So thank you for coming out and seeing us in track racing. And for drivers, as a young driver, maybe track racing looks a bit strange and crazy, but I think it's one of the best racing series that you can have for this budget that we have in track racing. I think it's quite moderate between the racing series that running throughout Europe. So, I think for reasonable money or reasonable budget, you can have you can be involved in a very good racing series. We drive a lot on the circuit. We have 4 races every weekend, and we have a lot of possibilities to play with the tracks. So it's always so it's never boring. You always have something to do. You can always have some good ideas. You can always rebuild your track in a different way. So there's a lot of technical opportunities as well to understand, beside the races itself, which are fun. We have the reverse grid races, so it's always very exciting.
Last race of the season also, and you are familiar with the reverse grid, which is meaning that Norbert Kisch is starting from P8 right now. We're going to spice everything up. So please, our commentators Chas Drakert, Fonsi Sebrian and Joachim Eberts, the first impressions ahead of this final race.
And there we are on the starting grid of the very last race of the 2025 season, and I'm a little sad because I really love this racing world, but it's going to be a very exciting one because there's so much on the list. And look at that, it's Mark Taylor and Antonio in first row, and I think Antonio also will push a lot because he wants to please the Spanish crowd. I mean, it's his home race more than less, and of course Mark already told me beforehand he wants to keep it smooth and nicely, stay in front as much as can. And the grandmother of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez just walked over with me, and she's very excited because he's still fighting for the young drivers. So and he's a very fast racer, so I think the top will be very exciting. Of course, Steffi Halm also is standing there, and she's still battling Sasha Lenz, who had quite a race beforehand, collecting more points. So let's see how they're doing, if they're excited or if they're like super excited, smoothly looking forward to race now.
Yeah, for sure. Now it's the final race for us. It's the final fight for the overall championship position number 3. So yeah, make a clear start and hopefully a clear race and take it.
I hope the best for you. I know she's very good in defending, so let's see how the story goes. And we, of course, also have our world audience watching this last race. So I will get silent for a second and hand over to Christina to welcome our world television audience.
Welcome back to Jarama and welcome to the final episode of the 2025 Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. It's good to be back here and to see you all there on the screens. And it all comes down to this. One last race to decide the Chrome title and the final podium place. Wow, Steffi Halm, she's in the battle of rank number 3 with Sasha Lenz, and she is absolutely spectacular this season. She ended up in the points in every race, just like Norbert Kisch and, of course, Jochen Hahn. And Sascha Lenz, wow, he had a DNF yesterday. He was out of the race, but right now, what a strong comeback. He ended up on the 2nd position after the race number 3, which is meaning that the battle in between those two, it comes to this pinnacle situation. Absolutely thrilling. And then the Chrome European Championship title in between Bradley Smith and Taylor, Mark Taylor. It's just 1 point. So who is going to win this epic battle? Right now we are onto the grid with Lena van der Maas.
And there we are with Bradley Smith down here on the starting grid, last one of the 2025 season, which kind of gives me a heavy heart because I love this race season so much and I would like to see more of it this year. But it is what it is, and this is what racing is all about. And Bradley, last race for you, and you have come a very long way this year. I think you were not like, oh, I will be the champion. You were just going in and then you saw what would happen. And now there you are fighting for the last points. How are you feeling right now? Do you have shaky legs?
No, I'm okay. I'm pretty relaxed, but yeah, just what a season! Like last year, we raced in our truck and we was far behind, and then yeah, to turn up and yeah, what we've achieved has been good. But I've been surrounded by the best people, a brilliant team. I'd like to thank Sven, Mika, all the mechanics, Ralph, my data engineer, just helped me so much. I've learnt so much. Every lap I've learnt something, and yeah, happy rather finish it.
Yeah, you showed that you really have driving skills because there was a lot of fighting going on in race number 3. You were pushed, you were sliding, you just pulled back and you went on. I was really impressed by your driving style.
Yeah, no, it's good. You just got to stay relaxed when you're under pressure. Just try not to get forced into mistakes. Put the truck in the right place. It's quite tight here, so it's pretty easy to defend. And yeah, John was giving me a hard time, that's for sure.
All right, so enjoy your last race of this season. I hope we will see you again next year and also on the podium for sure. And look over there, there is Janul. They're also still fighting in class, collecting points. So let's have a quick chat with him as well. Last chat of the 2025 season before the last race starts. And you seem to be in a good mood, so I think you will enjoy this one.
Yeah, I'll enjoy this one. The gearbox went on the first lap of the last one, so I had to hold it in 8th gear. So the guys have done a quick gearbox change and we should be okay. We'll just have some fun now.
Well, I'm really impressed because it takes a moment to change the gearbox. It's not done in 10 minutes, so they must have been quick. But obviously everything is running smoothly, so let's see how the story goes. Thank you so much and enjoy the last race. And see you on podium maybe later on. I'm pretty sure we will because he collected more points this weekend. And Mr. Chess Straycott, our commentator, is also in the house. So I'm handing over before we'll see you for one more chat up there.
Thank you so much, Lena. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the final race of the season at this beautiful circuit here at Jarama. We have a massive challenge ahead of our drivers in this final race of the day and final race of the year. It's going to be an absolute blockbuster. We have 13 corners ahead of these drivers. The section through Varzy, Le Mans and Farina up towards Pegaso before they go up the hill is massively difficult, and it's harsh on the tyres as well. It's harsh on the suspension. Every element of these trucks is put to the test. We have Ascari and Portigo at the top end of the circuit, also a big challenge there. And then even the run up the hill out of the Bugatti S's, that is a massive challenge as well, because all of the power needs to be put down as smoothly as possible, and the drivers have to do everything they can to not let the rear axles slip up and obviously snatch a gear. We have Monza and Tunnel at the end of the lap as well, which is quite chill compared to the rest of the lap, it must be said. I apologise for being out of breath at the moment as I've just run from the front of the grid. We had basically a photo presentation at the front of the grid as the ETRA, the series organiser, is parting ways with the series at the end of the year after 10 fantastic seasons, and it's been a joy to be a part of the work that they have put in, and I wish that everyone involved in a team all the best in the future. Made some fantastic friends along the way with the great organisation and promotion of this championship. So the fans are out in force still, as you can see, and one driver that's out in force for this one, hoping to take the Chrome Championship, is Mark Taylor, and he is with Lena.
Yes, he is, and he's just pulling on his gloves because it's 4 more minutes until the race is about to get started. Just share with us what's going on in your head right now, in your mind right now.
We're on a good position on the grid, so hopefully we'll come off the line all together, get round turn 1, and hopefully just have a clean race and finish over the line.
Yeah, we already had a chat beforehand, and everyone is like I think the first 3 corners, and then you can like breathe a little more. So are you normally holding your breath in the first corners?
Usually going into turn 1, I'm hoping for the best. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we can just get through the race clean.
And he has the lucky frog of Sasha Lenz back there as well. This used to be his, no?
No, I think Sasha had something else. I put that in for my little boy so I can see it at home.
Oh, cute. So he also has a lucky frog, so fingers crossed for him. I know he's watching, and I think he will be very proud to you. And Mr. Albacete also is on the first row, so let's quickly hop over. His family is around, his son who also races, and the family is pretty known here in Spain. It's their home race, so maybe a quick word from Antonio. Before the race starts, just a quick word to your Spanish fans out there before the race starts.
Bueno, espero tener suerte y ganar esta carrera y brindársela a toda la afición y a todos los fans.
So he also is looking forward to race, and I think for getting the first trophy at the last race, I think that's his aim for now. And he will manage. He knows the track very well, so good luck over there. And Chas, back to you. Oh my God, it's actually starting. The last race of the season. I'm getting the chills.
Me too, Lena. Me too. I cannot believe how quickly the season has flown by, and already we find ourselves in the final race, the 32nd race of the season. We obviously had the loss of the final race at Lausitzring and the Slovakia Ring, so technically it's the 30th race, but this was billed to be race 32, and I am a stickler for tradition, so I will stick to round 32 of the championship. We have the Ford F-Max on its inspection lap for the final time this season, so I will give you all the full spiel because I know you all love it so much. The Ford F-Max was the International Truck of the Year in 2019, and it is also the official truck of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. The F-Max was designed and tested by 500 Ford engineers over a 5-year period. Those tests were carried out in 11 countries over 4 continents using 233 prototype units. This involved 15,500 hours of lab testing, it'd be good if I could get it right, and 5 million kilometres of road testing. We're going to go back to Lena while I tongue twist, and we'll be back in a minute.
I mean, this is the sign that everyone is waiting for the last minute to start, and he knows it best. I'm just waiting for him to raise the sign. People are leaving track, and then it's 60 more seconds, and they will start rolling. And I hope you're as excited as we are out there, because we still don't know what's going on, and it's a very tight race. It's a very tight track. 20 more seconds, I just heard we have until he's raising the sign. So I'm standing here, also scrutineering is doing the last checks on the trucks. Everything is good over there. Okay, that sounds very good, so I think we are ready. Okay, so let's count together. I'm waiting for the 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there's the minute sign, and there we go. Turn around. This is what a racetrack looks like when it's ready to race, and I'm leaving track as well because we are about to get started.
Thank you very much, Lena. Here we go. The 1-minute board is shown for the final time this season. There's going to be a lot of that over the course of this race, I can tell you. Everything is going to be for the last time this year. It's going to all be sort of superseded by that. But still, excited for this last race. Antonio Albacete starting on pole position. His fans here are going to absolutely love that. We have Mark Taylor alongside him on the front row. We still have the Chrome Championship to decide, so just one more race to get it done. And Mark needs to basically just be tied on points with Bradley at the end of this race. So even if he outscores him and just finishes 1 place ahead of him, then he will be champion. Bradley has got a bit of a harder job starting from 11th on the grid. And he has got quite the fight ahead of him because Clemens Hecker starts in front of him on the grid, I should say. Clemens, unfortunately, unable to take the title now. John Newell is mathematically possible to take the championship. He's only 6 points behind, but with how the points work out in these second races, it's not looking fully likely. The Iveco SE-Way powers its way off the front of the grid. This is the official pace truck of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Iveco, of course, one of the main players in the global transport sector, establishing a global presence on the world stage as a manufacturer and commercial provider all around the world. Antonio Albacete then on pole position, Mark Taylor starting alongside him on the front row. Row number 2 will be Steffi Halm and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, both of them having their own little scraps in the championship. Jose Eduardo hoping to catch up to Albacete, but with the grid as it is, doesn't look likely. Steffi is trying to stay ahead of Sascha Lenz. Jochen Hahn is 5th on the grid with René Reiner in 6th position, and then the aforementioned Sascha Lenz just needs to score 2 more points than Steffi to grab 3rd place in the overall championship standings. He's alongside Norbert Kisch, now 7-time champion, is nearly 100 points clear of everybody else. Clemens Hecker will start from 9th spot on the grid with Lucas Hahn alongside him. He'll be looking forward to a good scrap from there and hoping to get some more chrome points over these two. Bradley Smith and John Newell starting on the 6th row of the grid. And John will be a bit devastated after taking his first overall win yesterday to now be out of contention-ish in chrome. It's then Jonathan Andre alongside Luke Garrett. Both of them have had relatively quiet weekends. They were a bit further up in that last race, but not in a position where they would have been over-chuffed with their results. Craig Reed was next up. He was absolutely buzzing after that earlier race. I had a quick chat with him, and he said he was really, really happy with what he'd learned from the truck and everything that he's got to take with him. He's alongside Stefan Faas, while Simon Reed will line up alongside Stefan Kirsch on the back row of the grid, completing once again 18 trucks on the circuit. All 18 trucks finished in the previous race, and the last 2 races at Le Mans as well, all trucks were classified as well. It's the most finishes we've had this season, is 18 trucks, and we've got a very healthy grid for this final round of the campaign. They make their way down towards the Bugatti S, and the 2 little fights that we need to keep our eye on are Steffi Halm and Sascha Lenz. Steffi is 2 points clear of Sascha. I must apologise as well, I got the points slightly wrong because René Reiner got a penalty after yesterday's race. I hadn't factored that into my points. And then, of course, for the Chrome Championship title, Bradley Smith and Mark Taylor, separated by just 1 point, but Mark Taylor is on pole position and Bradley Smith is starting from 11th. They only have to consider their class positions, though, and not their overall positions in this race. And creeping down the hill in just a moment, we will see the Iveco SE-Way. And for the final time in 2025, the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship is go from Jarama, and everybody powers their way down towards the first corner for the final time this year. Mark Taylor on the right-hand side of your screen, Antonio Albacete on the left, hoping to take a win in front of his Spanish fans and hoping to take big points away. Mark is going to have to pick his fights here to make sure that he doesn't drop positions to any of the Chrome drivers in behind. Clemens Hecker is in the mix, hoping to gain places as Luke Garrett and Craig Reed get reacquainted after their time in the British Championship together. Little bit of contact there with Jochen Hahn and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, and look at Sascha Lenz round the outside of René Reiner. If he can hold that all the way around there, he'll be in front for the next corner. A great move that by Sascha, and now he's down the inside of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. A brilliant start for him. Norbert Kisch hanging back. He's not making any risks here. He's not making any sort of mess of anything. He's not pushing too hard here. He knows he's got the title. He wants a clean truck before the team head home to Hungary. As Jonathan Andre a little bit sideways as he went up the hill there, just clipped the side of Stefan Faas, I think. And I reckon they got away with that. It's Albacete leading Taylor and Steffi Halm. At the moment, Steffi just needs to make sure that Sascha is not 2 points or 2 places in front. That's all she needs to do. Stefan Kirsch has a little bit of bodywork missing there after the first couple of corners. But the field keeps it pretty clean in the opening exchange. Down the hill goes Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, and Sascha Lenz on a mission to try and keep the number 3 on the side of that truck for 2026. Mark Taylor currently has a lot of trucks between himself and Bradley Smith. In fact, Bradley has lost a position to John Newell in the opening lap. John has managed to sneak through into 11th place. So Bradley now another position down in Chrome. Whoa, some drama there. I think somebody had an issue on the brakes. Some smoke kicked up by one of them. And as they head down the hill out of the final corner, it's Antonio Albacete leading the way. Mark Taylor next up in second, and then Steffi Halm in third place. In Chrome right now, it's Mark Taylor leading the way. Then it's Clemens Hecker and Lucas Hahn, the podium that we saw earlier on. Then it's John Newell and Bradley Smith. It's very, very close, though, up and down the order. Stefan Fass, it seems, was the driver that lost a few places, same as Luke Garrett as well. He's dropped a couple in the opening lap. But a wonderful atmosphere for this final race of the season. Sasha Lenz is trying that move again. Look at him around the outside of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. He's really fired up for this one, is Sasha. He's driving as if he's got nothing to lose now. He wants to just power forward and go chasing after the 44 of Steffi Halm. It's great to see so many trucks in the field for this final race of the season. René Reinert all over the back of Sasha, just holding station. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez looking really fired up as well, right behind Jochen Hahn. Jochen seeming to take it a little bit easy in this final race as well. He doesn't want to take any risks. Maybe trying to help out Steffi in the championship here. We've seen a number of reverse grid races recently, actually, where Jochen's been right behind Steffi, with the likes of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, Sasha Lenz, and Norbert Kish right behind. Wanting to make the move, of course, but obviously not pushing to the point where he upsets the run that Steffi gets, and obviously causes any loss of position for the pair of them. I think we might have lost the camera at the final corner, unfortunately. We haven't seen that view for a moment, so we'll make do with what we've got. You can see them come down the start-finish straight. Mark Taylor is losing ground to Albacete, but I'm sure he won't mind that too much. Tim Frost did confirm to me earlier that they're focusing on this final race of the season. Look at Sasha Lenz around the outside of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. He wants to take the fight to the Portuguese driver, and Jose Eduardo is saying no thank you. A little bit of fiberglass comes off one of them. I couldn't tell you who that piece belonged to. Sasha Lenz moves right then left again, trying to put the pressure on, but look at Sasha here on the brakes. Goes over to the right hand side slightly, tries to carry a lot of momentum into the second phase of the corner, and the whole field from Mark Taylor back is just completely nose to tail. There's Jane playing air guitar on the roof of the truck. A lot of Mark's team and John's team up there as well, all enjoying the final race together. That's great to see. Once again, the One Truck family very much on show. And there is Sasha Lenz in the thick of this, hoping to take third in the championship. But he's got two very, very tough drivers to get by if he wants to catch up with Steffi. He then needs to overtake Steffi and then be at least 2 places ahead. He actually needs to be 3, because if they tie on points, Steffi will still be the winner of the 2, based on the fact that she has a race victory this season. Sasha, as I've mentioned, unfortunately, is the only driver in the Titan category that hasn't got an overall race win this year. So he really wants to try and get one, but at the moment, oh dearie me, Luke Garrett has come into the pits and has ended his weekend in the awning. Clearly very frustrated as well. That is a big, big shame, and not the way they would have wanted to end their season. We've had a full complement of trucks all weekend, everyone classified in the races so far this weekend. In fact, barring Sasha Lenz and Antonio Albacete, both of them need a good race now, as Jose Eduardo Rodriguez is very close to the number 3, very friendly on the way into turn 1. Sasha tries to get a cut back on the exit. Doesn't quite work for him. He's got good momentum, but just nowhere to go as they go through the right-hander at Varzi. René Reinert and Norbert Kisch, newly crowned teams champions, just holding back slightly and keeping their eye on things. It's the Revesh Reinert racing team. And as they head out of the hairpin, they are once again absolutely nose to tail. And up over the crest of the hill. I love that shot up there. It's really cool. And the speed that they gather up that part of the circuit is amazing. Getting up to over 100, well, up to 100 miles an hour over the crest of the hill. And now they make their way down to the Bugatti S's. And René Reinert now actually under pressure from Norbert Kisch, his teammate all over the back of him. But Norby not pushing, not taking any risks. I had a quick chat with him between races. He said at the end of the day, he's just going to run his race, do his best, but he's not going to spoil anybody's day. At the end of the day, there's no point making unnecessary contact in the final race of the season. There's no other element of the championship to aim for at this point. He's won all of the race 1s this year, all of the race 3s. They have all of the pole positions as well. It's been an amazing season yet again for Norbert Kisch and Revesh Racing. 19 race wins so far this season. Mark Taylor holding on to second place, and that would be enough to secure him the Chrome Championship title. Bradley Smith at the moment running in 5th place in Chrome. Unfortunately, that would not be enough. And I'm just going to figure out the results as they stand at the moment. With the top 5 and including Lucas Hahn, Mark would win it by 3 points from Bradley, with John Newell still in 3rd, 5 points behind, and then 8 points back to Clemens Hecker, which would mean the whole top 4 in Chrome would only be separated by 16 points, with nearly 300 each, just to clarify. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Just goes to show again this fantastic Chrome category and how close they all are. But Mark Taylor arrived on the scene at the same time as John Newell. They both raced at Le Mans with us a couple of seasons ago, and then they got hooked on it and they loved it. And now they've been in the championship for a good couple of seasons and given it everything they've got. It's great to see them fighting for the championship. And let's not forget Clemens Hecker. He's been in it for a while now as well, and he's had a fantastic season. But a bit of bad luck mixed with a lack of reliability at certain rounds has cost them, but still right in the mix at the end of the championship. And what about Bradley Smith as well? An amazing debut full season for Bradley. He certainly showed us just how good he is last season with a couple of drives with Don't Touch Racing, especially later on in the season. And now jumping into that Iveco, he's just been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But we have 5 laps completed now here at Jarama in the final race of the season. Antonio Albacete leads the field, and he has a 3-second lead in front of his fans. I'm sure there will be quite the celebration if he goes on to win this one. Steffi Halm running in 3rd, wants a final podium for the season. Jochen Hahn holding station in 4th ahead of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. Sasha Lenz trying everything he can to get through. You can see him really pushing the truck out of the corner, but he's met the immovable object of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, who's had a fantastic second half of the championship here in 2025. He now sits all over the 5th wheel of the MAN in front of him. Interesting that they're both very similar models of MAN, but very different looking aerodynamics, bumpers, all sorts. Jose Eduardo spoke to Christina yesterday about the sort of patchable segments of their front bumper, mentioning that obviously the corners can break away without having to rip the whole bumper off. So it saves them money in the long run, saves them on, well, using a shed load of bumpers at every race meeting. Quite the spread in the Chrome class there as Bradley Smith on our screens now. Current leader in the championship in Chrome, but as things stand, he will not win the title here in this final race. It would be a huge shame after how much of the season he has led But that's racing. That's how it goes sometimes. Here's Eduardo Rodriguez holding on really well right now, just behind Jochen Hahn. And there is your race leader, Antonio Albacete, truck 23, the Spaniard on home soil, hoping to take what would be, I believe, his second win of the year. It would be race win number 2 of the championship. Last time we saw him on the top step was at the Nürburgring in race 2 after a miserable time at the Slovakia ring. And he's going to have done it all on 100% renewable HVO diesel that powers all of our race trucks in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. So it is completely guilt-free racing, with a fully sustainable fuel behind it. You can see there Norbert Kish is just here to collect a few more points to round out the season with a nice clean run, just enjoying himself out there. No pressure to score a certain result or anything. Just bring the truck home and give Baloo Jr. the acknowledgement of the incredible racing machine that it is. They have built an absolute monster. The truck that René Reinert is in right now is the truck that won them the championship in 2024. But the 2025 machine is just an absolute work of art. And Norby doesn't want to smudge the paint. And who can blame him? Mark Taylor holding on really well here in second place. Steffi Halm is not able yet to do enough to get by the MAN. She's not even put him in under pressure at this point. Clemens Hecker holds on to second place in Chrome with Lucas Hahn just behind. John Newell will want to break through and get past those guys. Big gap back from Bradley Smith to Jonathan Andre. He's got Craig Reed right behind him. Simon Reed not far back. He's battling with Stefan Faas, as his brother was in the earlier race. But it's certainly a big old gap, that. I'm quite surprised by that one, to be fair. Don't know where it's come from either. It's developed very gradually. As we continue to look at Sasha Lenz putting pressure upon pressure on Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, but not able to unsettle the Portuguese driver just yet. Across the line once more goes Antonio Albacete. 7 laps completed now, on to the 8th lap of the race, into the final third. And he's opened up the gap to 4.1 seconds. We've had 2 penalty marker warnings for Jonathan Andre and 1 penalty marker warning for Clemens Hecker so far this race. There you can see Lucas Hahn just ahead of John Newell, just ahead of Bradley Smith. There's the gap in the background. Now Jonathan Andre has dropped back, actually. And Craig Reed, I think one of the Ivecos has just shed a piece of bodywork. I think it was Craig. I think Jonathan Andre has got a slight issue as Stefan Faas has got pieces falling off of his truck. Yeah, Jonathan Andre's last lap was 3 seconds slower than his best, so definitely not on the pace that time round, and that's where he's lost the position to Craig Reed. Looks like Lucas Hahn is closing in on Clemens Hecker as well at this later stage of the race. And these two are definitely closer together than before. John Newell trying to slide his way up to the back of those guys. Bradley Smith, unfortunately, not in a position to make a dent in the Chrome Championship. And apparently the clutch has gone on Luke Garrett's truck, and it is directly linked to the contact with that machine there. Stefan Faas, unfortunately. That's the report I'm getting, is that there was multiple bits of contact between the 24 and the 42, maybe arguing on which way round is the best way to have the numbers 4 and 2. And unfortunately that has pushed the gearbox forward and the clutch has gone on the 42. A massive, massive shame. Not the way to end a season. As, oh, just see that there. Jochen Hahn's truck has picked up the small piece of fiberglass from one of the machines. I think that's from Stefan Faast's truck. I wonder if, yeah, it's come off. It's just gone underneath the tyre of Jochen's truck there. Hopefully not enough to puncture a tyre. The fiberglass is very flexible and quite soft compared to the compound of tyre. But the race continues on. We're on lap 9 out of 12 now, and once we've completed this, then we will have obviously done 75% of the race, which will mean that anything that gets stopped after that will be declared a result. Now, Jose Eduardo Rodriguez has closed back in to Jochen Hahn, and he's getting away from Sascha Lenz right now. Norbert Kish has dialed it back a little bit, and he is sitting away from René Reinert and the like. I wonder if we'll see a cheeky fastest lap by Norbert Kish towards the end. He has, I believe, done the fastest lap of the race already, though, a 1:58.2, where nobody else has gone quicker than a 1:59.3. So again, another ridiculous in-race lap from Norbert Kish. Once again, highlighting the performance of him and that machine. The continued consistence of amazing speed. And he carries on in 8th position in this race so far, ahead of Clemens Hecker. There he is, your 7-time champion, Norbert Kish. In that evil-sounding truck. It makes such a great noise. Makes a slightly different noise to a lot of the other trucks as well. It's got a very deep growl to it. It's a little bit more raspy. I'd love to know why, actually. I always forget to ask Chaba or Norby. But it sounds great, just listen. You don't really hear it on the power too much through there, and there's a little bit of a wobble on the exit as well, but it has such a great noise to it, does Baloo Jr. Now, we have officially completed 75% of the race as we move on to lap 10 out of 12. The final race of the season. Well, we've seen it before in the past when it's been a bit of a destruction derby, but to be honest, everybody is really behaving themselves on the last day of school. It's been a very respectful race, that is safe to say. Jochen Hahn holding rear gunner here for Steffi Halm, but the important things to note will be that this will secure Steffi Halm 3rd in the Drivers' Championship, a fantastic achievement. And Mark Taylor will go on to take the Chrome Championship. For the last couple of seasons, he's been right on the cusp of doing it, but not succeeded. And looking like this year will be the time for him to get the job done. There is Antonio Albacete, and he will be, I'm sure, really enjoying this race at the front. His home circuit, and obviously ploughing around, enjoying pushing the MAN to its limit. He knows that Tim and the team give him such a great machine underneath him. Simon Reed there ahead of Stefan Faas for 15th place, with Jonathan Andre just in front. Not quite sure what the issue was for Jonathan Andre earlier on, but we will have to find out afterwards, and keep an eye out on our socials and obviously on our website as well. Stefan's truck running the Superleggera front end on the Freightliner. There is Smith. He'll be a bit gutted to miss out on the championship here in the final weekend, but we all came here knowing just how close it was. And Antonio Albacete crosses the line and begins lap number 11 of 12, and onto the brakes he goes once again. 5 seconds clear at the front. You can imagine there's going to be an incredible celebration after this one. The rest of them behind, all piling out of that first corner. It's a great sight, isn't it? Just this snake of trucks. They're all so close together in such close proximity, but Sascha Lenz hasn't unfortunately been able to do anything about Jose Eduardo Rodriguez once he's caught up to him. He's been right on the back of the truck in front, but just not able to break through and gain the positions. And right now, Norbert Kish, is he proving a point in these final moments? He did a 1:59.8 last time round, so he was quicker than everybody in front of him by about 0.8 of a second. And he's now right up behind René Reinert once again. His teammate moves over to the left-hand side. The two of them are stuck to each other as they head down towards the Bugatti S's. And there's just one lap left to go in 2025. And right now, Antonio Albacete will be heading round the final corner. And he will lead this group across the line and onto the final lap this year. And it's still Mark Taylor in that second place overall, which will be great for an overall podium for Mark as well. He'll be buzzing with that. That'll make him the highest placed Chrome driver in the overall standings, but it will also secure him the Chrome race win and Chrome championship win, which he has been working hard towards for the last couple of years now. Made a great impression straight off the bat. It'll be a very successful weekend for the British teams in Chrome, with John Newell taking his first win. Look at that by Norby. Tries to go as late as he dares on the brakes around the outside. Doesn't quite work for him this time round, but he's going to try and set a move up on René, I'm sure. Mark has actually broken away a little bit there from Steffi. Maybe they've said, look, now is the time to go. Crack on with it. And the fans are going crazy for the fact that Antonio leads this race heading into the final moments. And I'm sure that there is, like I say, going to be an amazing celebration if it is Antonio that crosses the line first here. Looks like it's all pretty stable in terms of other positions further down. Doesn't seem to be too much battling, and nobody's taking any risks in the final moments. They know exactly what they've got. But this man, Antonio Albacete, knows what he's got, and that is a fantastic career behind him of 30 years of racing, and even longer in other series like touring cars and in Spanish Formula Renault as well. I believe he had a stint in Formula 3000, and he is an absolute legend, and he's going to be solidified as even more of a legend here in Spain as he wins the final round of the season. Antonio Albacete takes the victory for T-Sport Bernau, and after the week and the season that they've had, he is going to be delighted with that one. And behind him, Mark Taylor wins the Chrome Championship in 2025 in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. And behind him, Steffi Halm takes third in the overall standings. An amazing achievement, just beating Sasha Lenz to it in the final weekend of the season. Commiserations, of course, to Sasha Lenz. He still finishes fourth in the standings after a great year. And obviously commiserations to Bradley Smith after an incredible first full-time campaign. He comes home second place in Chrome. John Newell will finish the championship third ahead of Clemens Hecker. And the Reeds finish near each other in the background. Craig finishing in 13th. Jonathan Andre between the two as Simon Reed finishes in 15th. Stefan Fass in 16th position. Then Stefan Kirsch, and unfortunately Luke Garrett retires from the race. Albacete wins from Taylor and Halm, and I think that the scene we're about to see here will speak for itself, so I may just go quiet for a moment and enjoy this. A fantastic sight as Antonio Albacete does donuts in front of his adoring crowd, kicking up dust, smoke, rubber and all sorts. This is a tradition every year basically, but now with him taking a victory, this is his time to shine. Brilliant stuff. Shows you once again just how Goodyear make such a durable tyre, doesn't it? And the team waving the Spanish flag, his family there. That's lovely, lovely shot. Epic stuff. What about Mark Taylor as well, taking the Chrome Championship victory? He and the team, and Alan, I know, will be over the moon. Jochen Hahn doing some donuts as well. Burnouts from Norby. Sasha Lenz also getting involved in that. Jochen throwing the truck around. Let's not forget, these trucks are 5 tons, but they're over 1,200 horsepower. And most of that weight, at least 3 tons of that weight, is over the front axle, so there's nothing weighing the rear down, really. Great burnout from Sasha Lenz. And a lovely, lovely sight. Jochen doing some great burnouts there. Things you love to see. Lucas Hahn also getting in on it as well. It's great to have him here for the final round of the season. A lovely, lovely celebration. John Newell as well, celebrating a great championship this year. He'll be really pleased with the effort that him and the team have put in. And yeah, as the director has just rightly pointed out, don't worry, it's HVO diesel, 100% renewable. Patrick, put the graphic up one more time. One more time for the season, Patrick, why not? It'll pop up from the bottom, I hope, in just a moment. There it is. Don't forget that the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship runs all of its race trucks on 100% renewable HVO diesel, so the smoke that we see is just from the tyres, and even those tyres are very good, being Goodyear's. Thank you, Patrick. What a great season. What an absolutely brilliant season. We have had so many wonderful battles, great faces joining us throughout the season as well, and just amazing entertainment all year long. And it's definitely been one of the most memorable seasons that we've had. And I just hope that we can even make the next one even half as entertaining as this, and it will still be a wonderful time. It's a right old party down there, trackside. And they're all absolutely loving it. Antonio, there's his son as well, Tony Albacetti Jr. He's been racing in all sorts of wonderful categories of late. I've been keeping up with his adventures, let's say, over on Instagram. And there it is as well, by the way. Mark Taylor taking the win in Chrome. He is the Chrome champion of 2025. A massive effort from him and the team. And they will be overjoyed with that one. And I'm sure they will celebrate all the way back to the UK. It is confirmed that it's a 3-point win for Mark Taylor over Bradley Smith. 292 to 289. With 284 points for John Newell, 276 for Clemens Hecker. And more drifting by Jonathan Andre. And he's certainly enjoyed his time in the championship again as well this season. There is Tim Frost, of all people, of all people. Tim is an absolute superstar. It's not going to stand itself up, but there's a shot for you. There's one for the socials. Tim is one of the most well-known people in this paddock. I think all of the trucks have been instructed to go around. Not quite sure what the score is there with that, but still. I believe for the young drivers podium, that's of course why. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, Lucas Hahn and Bradley Smith all sent around for the young drivers podium. Nearly caught me off guard there. And there you go, there's a sight. Mark is absolutely buzzing, and I'm sure his team will be as well. And Steffi Halm, another podium as well to wrap up her championship. 10 podiums this season for Steffi, a race victory, 21 top fives, and she finishes third overall this season. And big celebrations for T-Sport Bernau to finish their season with Antonio's second victory of the year. And a massive smile on the face of Tim Frost. You love to see it. Lovely, lovely scenes. He's an absolute legend, is Antonio. And he and Tim have achieved fantastic things together. And speaking of, there is Mark Taylor with his dad and his son as well. Bless him. Fantastic job by Mark and team. Amazing stuff. What a great feeling. A lovely clean race as well. Lots to smile about here at the end of the championship. A massive hug from Casino of T-Sport Bernau as well. All the team out there to celebrate with him. Casino, bless him, in tears. You can hear the Albacete chants in the background as well. Oh, it's brilliant, all of this, isn't it? It's a word that we're going to be hearing a lot this evening, and rightly so. Such massive respect for him the world over. A fantastic team at T-Sport Bernau. A lot of great fun is had here in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship, and you can see that every time we go racing. We often talk about the one truck family, and you know, it's not just a hashtag that we put on the socials to make it look all friendly and pretend. It genuinely is how it feels whenever you go into the paddock here. Everybody helps everybody. Sure, it's a big competition, but it's a fantastic place to be, as Antonio is thrown skyward by his team in the background. This really captures the atmosphere of this wonderful racing series. I think Lucas Hahn there having a chat with his engineer in the left-hand door of the Iveco. He climbs out now. And everybody is filtering through to try and get a glimpse of Antonio. And they make their way to the podium. Casino congratulating the members of Mark Taylor's team. Look at all the media vests, all the pink vests swarming around everyone. It's just a great scene, isn't it? Absolutely great scene. I don't think anybody knows where to go. There's just people everywhere. Antonio is celebrating in front of the fans once again with the Spanish flag. That must be quite the feeling. He will head to the podium now. He'll ravel up the flag and head on to the podium for the celebrations. We still have a podium ceremony to go, of course. I think it might be just about time to have a look at the results in a moment. We'll see. But a lovely, lovely sight down there on the circuit, and everybody will be over the moon with those results, I'm sure. We even have the Iveco as well, the official pace truck of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. And I believe Lena is trying to grab an interview beforehand. Little Teo there as well will be buzzing. And we'll throw down to Lena, who is there on the ground enjoying all of the atmosphere.
So, Antonio, we also have the big screen, so you can say hello to your fans one more time. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's, after all what happens, you know, on the start of the season and yesterday, I think to finish with a victory is fantastic. So, I just want to say gracias a todo el mundo que ha venido aquí al circuito. Espero que se lo haya pasado muy bien y que hayan disfrutado las carreras. Muchísimas gracias a todos.
And let's go to stage and get the trophies. I think this is a very, very nice ending of this last race. Come on, let's hop over. It's trophy time.
Over to the podium they all go then. Fantastic to hear from Antonio. Just briefly before they head up onto the top three steps, it'll be like another hour before he gets through that crowd, I'm sure. Let's have a look at the results of this wonderful last race of the season. And a great vibe to end the championship. Antonio Albacete takes his second win of the year in front of his adoring audience, with Mark Taylor taking second overall, first in Chrome, and winning the Chrome Championship. Steffi Halm takes third on the road in the race and takes third in the championship as well. An amazing season for her, with Jochen Hahn finishing this race in fourth, second in the championship for him. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez completes a very competitive season in the Titan class for the first time, while Sasha Lenz just misses out on third overall. René Reinert, the second most winningest driver this season, with 4 raced victories. finishing in 7th in this race. And then Norbert Kirsch, of course, 7-time champion, taking it nice and easy in that one to bring Baloo Jr. home in one piece. Clemens Hecker just missed out on the Chrome Championship, while Lucas Hahn impressed as ever here this weekend, finishing in 10th position, but doing very well in Chrome. John Newell and Bradley Smith just missing out to their compatriot at the end of the Chrome Championship, but what a great season they've both had. Craig Reed has been lovely to see in the paddock once again, so too Jonathan Andre and Simon Reed. Stefan Faas, one of the most challenging years I think anyone's had in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship, and we wish them all the best and look forward to seeing them back with the Freightliner next year. And Stefan Kirsch as well, another lovely addition to the grid full-time in 2025. And obviously commiserations to Luke Garrett for the retirement on the final race of the season. He and his team and Lisa and everyone are just so plucky British perseverance. You know, they are made of the stuff, and it would be lovely to see them again next season. So, final podium of the year will be presented in just a moment's time. And the first driver to head up will be none other than the Golden Elbows lady herself, Steffi Halm, after another fantastic drive. I believe her second podium of the weekend. Yeah, she got a second place in race 2 yesterday and has had a wonderful campaign of it, as we all wait patiently for the drivers and the officials to make their way to said podium. You can hear the music is going off in the background, the air horns and all sorts. And now it will be time. Here we go. You can see that person there shook their hand in the air like, yes! Like, that's what I was thinking when he finally started announcing. And here we go with Steffi Halm taking the 3rd spot in that race. She has lots of fans all over the world, and she's once again doing great things in truck racing, finishing 3rd this season overall. What a great season. Mark Taylor taking 2nd place outright as well. Another wonderful season for him. It's great to see that despite the reliability issues that they've had in 2025, he was still able to take the victory in the Chrome class. And that is a very poorly placed flag for our cameraman. Oh, dearie me. But it's going to wave like crazy now, and everybody's hands are going to go into the air for Antonio Albacete. An absolute hero here in Spain. He takes the race victory. It's never ending. We're going to hear that all the way into the night. If you listen carefully, you can hear Tim Frost just chanting Antonio in the background as well. And the trophy for 3rd place presented to Steffi Halm. That'll be a very important trophy for her, that one. That's the one that cemented 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship. The 2nd place trophy will be handed to Mark Taylor. That's his 2nd overall podium of the year, I believe. Race 2 at the Lausitz Ring was the last time we saw him on the top 3 steps for an overall podium. And the last time that we saw Antonio Albacete win a race was the Nürburgring earlier on in the year. He is one of just 4 drivers this season to win more than one race, and a massive embrace. You love to see it. A lovely glint off the trophy there as he holds it aloft. A fantastic shot, actually, with the Spanish flag being waved by the team just in front of us. And now we'll get the Spanish national anthem for Antonio Albacete.
¡Viva España! Y viva Antonio Albacete.
And there we go. Antonio Albacete, your race winner in the 32nd and final race of the season of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. He's about to get soaked with champagne.
Wait, Steffi. First the photo with the Goodyear cap.
I was going to say, they still have to take the pictures first. I think Antonio wanted to get it over and done with.
You're on the battle. You have your time now.
It's great fun, isn't it? They pose on the top step for pictures. They'll do the quick changing of the caps, I'm sure.
Now you can change the cap. If you want, you can change the cap.
And there we go. And then the next set of pictures before they get absolutely drenched. All three of them. Very deserving. They've all achieved great things here today. Antonio with his final win this season. Mark Taylor, of course, winning the Chrome Championship. And Steffi Halm third in the championship outright. The champagne fight is always one of the most fun bits. It seemed like none of them could really get much of that away there, but there you go. Your top three for the final race of the season in 2025. And a lovely atmosphere to complete the season. Here are the points then for the final time this year. Norbert Kish wins the championship, 419 points. Jochen Hahn finishing in second with 325, a nice round number. Steffi Halm in third place, 5 points clear of Sascha Lenz, with René Reinert scoring over 200 points in the end. A great season back for him. Antonio Albacete in sixth place, ahead of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez in what was a very close Titan fight in the end. Mark Taylor, 72 points and streaks above the other Chrome drivers in the overall standings. Clemens Hecker, finishing in ninth place, finished ahead of Bradley Smith in the overall championship standings, but interestingly, behind him in Chrome. John Newell finished 11th ahead of Lucas Hahn, with Stefan Faas and Louis Requenco. Luke Garrett finished in 15th ahead of Jonathan Andre, with Stefan Kirsch scoring his first overall point back at Le Mans just a few weeks ago. Now we should move over to the Chrome podium for today's race. Clemens Hecker will take second place ahead of Lucas Hahn, who's already made his way up to the podium. It did confuse me for just a moment there. Not a bad weekend for Lucas. He won all 4 races at the Nürburgring. But here, he's done his best to not interfere with the championship fight, and fair play to him for that. But taking the win, of course, in Chrome, Mark Taylor, and with it, the championship as well. The Brit will be over the moon. And congratulations from Clemens Hecker for his class win. Clemens having a fantastic race season, though, with 8 race wins in class, same as Mark Taylor. But unfortunately, both of them had a season plagued by DNFs and issues at certain race weekends. Lucas Hahn receives the third place trophy. Next up, Clemens Hecker will receive his trophy for second. This is the 15th time he's been on the podium in 2025. He also had an overall podium as well, so 16 individual trophies to take back this year. A great year for silverware in the Hecker Racing team. And Mark Taylor gets the job done with a final Chrome victory of the season that puts him on the very top spot. 3 points clear of Bradley Smith. And now we will get the British national anthem.
Congrats, Mike. Congrats, Mark.
And there we go, the national anthem for Mark Taylor, who wins the final Chrome race of the season and completes a brilliant campaign. I think his season was summed up by the first race meeting at Misano, winning the class in race 1, then DNFing in race 2, winning the class in race 3, then DNFing in race 4. It was all or nothing for Mark Taylor this season, and he's made it work to the end, and he's going to get a righteous soaking from Lucas Hahn and Clemens Hecker as a result. Very well done to the three of them. They've all had great campaigns. Lucas has been great to see back in the championship again this year with that amazing 4 wins out of 4 at the Nürburgring. Here are the final Chrome standings then, with Mark Taylor 292 on the points, Bradley Smith on 289, 5 points clear of John Newell, 8 points clear of Clemens Hecker. Louis Requenco finishes in 5th position ahead of Luke Garrett, with Stefan Fass in 7th, hoping for more next year. Lucas Hahn, despite only doing 2 race meetings, scored 100 points, an amazing season for him. Jonathan Andre finishing in 9th, with Stefan Kirsch completing the top 10 drivers in Chrome this year. Christian Ruppert was next up. We look forward to seeing him back for 2026. He's an absolute joy to have in the paddock. Craig Reed and Simon Reed both move ahead of Martin Matzik after their final race of the season. And again, we hope to see them back in future as well with their wonderful Iveco S-Ways. Now we have the young driver podium for this weekend. Bradley Smith finishing in 3rd position. A difficult weekend for him and the team that's been up and down. Lucas Hahn in 2nd place, and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, a driver that we haven't seen on the podium as much this year after his dominant run through the Chrome Championship in previous seasons, but still a great young man to have as a glimpse at the future of truck racing. These 3 drivers have all been absolutely brilliant to have on board. Bradley Smith has another bit of silverware to take back to the UK on what is, like I say, a very tough weekend for him and the team. Lucas Hahn gets another bit of silverware for the Hahn family home. And there you go for Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, another trophy for him. Funnily enough, Jose Eduardo has finished 5th in every race this weekend, 5th outright on all 4 occasions. It's the first time we've seen him on the podium this weekend as well. Now we'll get the national anthem of Portugal for Jose Eduardo Rodriguez.
Parabéns, José Eduardo, esa victoria.
And Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, once again, rightfully celebrated for his achievements this year in the young driver category. And they will also be celebrated at the awards just after the race meeting here tonight, which will also take place at the circuit, which will be lovely to be a part of. And yours truly will be wearing a suit. Can you believe it? Here we go then. The champagne soaking for all 3 drivers to quickly celebrate their achievements. They're not drenching each other. Maybe so. Maybe a little bit from Lucas. Great stuff. Let's have a look then at the highlights from the final race of the season and see just how we got here to this final point. As everybody flocked to the grid for the last time, it was all smiles and everyone was excited to see what the 32nd and final race had in store for us. What it did have in store for us was an interesting front row with Antonio Albacete and Mark Taylor. He and Steffi Halm were both hoping to score some interesting points to keep themselves afloat in certain championships, and they certainly did it in this final one. It was quite stable in terms of positions. There was a little bit of movement here and there towards the tail end of the order, but everybody held station into the latter stages. It was Sasha Lenz making the early moves, but he would not ultimately get past Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. He would finish, like I say, in 5th place in all 4 races this weekend. There was a good fight between Norbert Kisch and René Reinert. Eventually Norby dialing it back slightly to just make sure that he brought the truck home in one piece, and obviously anticipating a fight ahead as Sasha Lenz pushed on trying to get past the 38 of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. It was Antonio Albacete at the front of the order, leading from Mark Taylor. Mark doing everything he needed to do to win the Chrome Championship, while Bradley Smith tried to catch up to John Newell and the likes of Clemens Hecker and Lucas Hahn a bit further down. Luckily for the drivers, it wasn't as dusty as it was yesterday afternoon, but the damage was clearly on show for Stefan Faas. Unfortunately, contact with him meant that Luke Garrett would not complete the race, and he would end his season on a low note after a difficult weekend here in Jarama. Norbert Kish rounded out his 7th championship with an 8th place finish, but he wouldn't mind at all after taking such a dominant win through the championship all year. But it was Antonio Albacete at the front that kept setting the pace and stayed out in front for the majority and for the entirety to take his 2nd race win of the season and to give the home crowd here in Spain something to shout about that he would be celebrating now long into the night. A lovely sight to see for the driver with over 900 races in truck racing. Albacete back on top and a great celebration. Let's go back into the paddock or the pit lane, wherever Lena may be, and she's catching up with a driver that's had a pretty good day.
Oh yes, she had quite a good day, and she is 3rd in the championship, first time ever, best result ever, I think. So how are you feeling right now? Congratulations.
Difficult to explain, you know. When you cross the start-finish line and you knew you got it, it was unbelievable for me. And normally I should talk in German now to explain my emotions a little bit better. But
do it.
No, I'm so fucking happy for all of us, for the Team Schwabentrack, for my mechanics, for my family, but also for me. It was it was a dream to finish 3rd this season, and it was a hard fight against Sasha. But in the end, I'm more than happy that we did it.
Yeah, and you stayed so cool and calm about everything, but also Sasha did, because you both didn't know how this would end up. But like watching the race and it run smoothly, I was like, okay, a lot must be going through her head now, because having the best results ever, I think, is a nice feeling. So for sure there will be a party tonight, no?
Definitely there will be a party, and I think we will not wait until tonight. I think we will start directly when Parc Fermé is open. And I will celebrate with all the teammates who make it happen. Yeah.
So you can say one quick word in German to your family out there watching.
Ich liebe euch. Ich hoffe, ihr seid gut nach Hause gekommen. Morgen Abend bin ich auch wieder da.
So tomorrow the family will celebrate with her, and we are handing over, I guess, to Christina. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later for more trophy giving ceremonies.
Oh, what a sweet message from Steffi Harm to her family. And right now we celebrate the European champion of the Chrome class. It's Mark Taylor. Congratulations. How are you feeling?
Dead happy, over the moon, yeah. It's been hard work this season with the ups and the downs, and coming into the final race in place 4 to win it, it's been amazing.
But you needed to be cool, calm and collected. You said that before the race, but talking about it is one thing. But then, how was it then on the grid?
Yeah, it was good. The last race with Steffi and Jose behind me, I know I had good people around me, so I know we will go around into turn 1 nice and clean. And from there, it's hopefully everyone will get in place and just follow the race. Yeah.
What can you say about also Bradley Smith? He was just 1 point away, but a great championship it was in between you two. Also.
Yeah, it's been good with Bradley. The points have been so close. We've been jumping each other, and then Clemens has got involved, and we've all been in the mix. And John got involved, and it's been a battle of the 4 to the end, and it's been exciting. It has been good.
It was absolutely brilliant for us watching you all there. What is so special about this championship? What can you sum it up? I mean, you see the fans outside. Everyone is absolutely thrilled and excited.
It's amazing to win the Chrome Championship, and it's amazing to do it here at Jarama, because I do like the track, and the fans are awesome out there. You can see them cheering. So yeah, it's brilliant.
You said you loved the track on one hand, but then you had problems right now, but you do love the track right now.
Yeah, when it's going right, you always love the track. Deep down, I did like it, but I liked it from last year, though, because I had a good season there last year, so it is my favourite.
And right now you will enter the Titans then next season. What are you up to?
Well, we'll have to find out next season. Well, yeah.
That's good. We have to find out next season. Thank you very much, Mark. But right now we're going to have a look at the highlights of this brilliant weekend. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship 2025 season. It's been an amazing year, a long year, and the three of us had a lot of fun together.
Absolutely. It's been great to be hosting alongside you, Lena, Chaz, the voice of the championship, and you, the audience. You're the most important, that you tune in every time. Follow us on our social channels. We will provide you with lots more information. Of course, the series will return, and we are so glad to be standing here in the sun at Jarama for the final moments.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been another amazing championship this year. So many great battles up and down the order. When we came into the season, we never knew what to expect. So many new drivers, new trucks. It's been a real joy to commentate on it once again this year and work with you two once again. Everybody watching at home has made it a fantastic joy all the way through, and we look forward to the next one, don't we?
Absolutely.
So it's time to say
goodbye.